Hey everybody, Soybean Farmer. I shot this video Friday afternoon, June 26th. And what I'm doing is looking at the beans that I drove the tractor over top of on Wednesday afternoon, the June the 24th. And I just want to see how well they're recovering. For the most part, they're recovering nicely. That one little spot that I'm looking at comes up in a second or two here. Starting to come into view right, be about the center of the frame now. And then I try to move closer to it after I get over the grass. I'm flying really low here. And you can still see plant mashed out towards me. It's about the center of the frame there. Um, so I think I'm going to get away with that, not lose too much from driving back over it. I did go out and kind of look at some of the lamb's quarter spots, and they look like they got a good kill. And what I decided to do was come back over where I'm at. I'm down there under that shelter, and I know that Cousin is over there with a backpack sprayer working this little corn patch. And I said, well, I want to try to go over there and see what I can see. But it was tricky getting over there. Altitude right now is about 300 feet. That got me over that row of trees, and I overflew him. That little white speck down there right at the edge of the field, that's him. But I've got a dilemma right now. There's power lines down there. I know they're there, but I can't see them, and I don't know exactly precisely where they're at. So I came down real slow, and I actually saw it then and realized there it is. There's a transformer. Line came straight almost underneath me, so now I'm moving away from it so I can go ahead and get down in this. It's a little bit tricky, and I'm still, young pilot. So I wanted to be careful. I didn't want Cousin to pull out his cell phone and say, I see where your drone's laying in the cornfield. Yeah, that wouldn't have been a fun phone call. But I finally managed to get down in there and got in behind him. And then I had something, my understanding of the drone, there's something on it called IMU, and you have a calibration procedure for it. And I think that's what actually gives you your altitude information. And I got down lower, and I wanted to get right at the top of the corn. And I know that corn is about 7 foot tall because I've walked through there, and I'm 6 foot tall, and I was looking up at the tops of it. But the IMU got out of calibration, or something got strange here. I kept trying to get a little bit lower, and I kept looking at the altitude reading, and it was telling me I was up at 23 feet. And I said, that don't seem right. So I just kind of winged it a little bit. Right there, when I was turning the camera straight down, I could see wind from the props was blowing the tops of the corn. Cousin told me later, he said, that thing felt good. It was kind of steamy here this afternoon. He said, you could fly that thing over me and let it blow air on me. It was cooling me down. I thought that was right funny. But you can see the air was still, so all that movement you see in that corn is the props doing it. So I just never could make up my mind what my altitude was. I know before I dropped down a little bit more here, but before I take that thing out and fly it again, I'm going to run it through the IMU calibration procedure and check it against Earth. I think what it was doing was bouncing the signal around off the top of the corn and not giving me a clean understanding for what was going on. But it was kind of fun flying it over there, watching him. What he was doing, um, this is that little small patch of corn out there behind his house, and the crows got in it and messed it up. Some other critters got in it and messed it up, but it's still some pretty corn there. Um, Actually, some beautiful corn there. He got the nitrogen right on this. It made multiple applications. Again, right here, I'm trying to figure out what my altitude is. I shot the camera straight down. I just really did not want to crash that drone into the cornfield. But he got the nitrogen right on this. He made multiple applications of nitrogen, used rolling cultivator. Some people would call him Lillingston. It's a hard word to pronounce. Um, But he really got it right. That corn is beautiful. I hate that the animals got in it and messed up the field. But he's spraying Liberty and AMS with a backpack, working it out. And somewhere along here, pretty soon, the lady in the little box is going to go to yelling at me about the low battery, returning to home. And there it went. And that's what the camera picked up of me standing back over at the shelter as I was trying to line up with the landing pad and land the drone. Everybody, thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.